record. Thank you, ladies. I know so much is going on, and I know many of you have to pop up early, whatever it may be, but I'm thankful that each of you popped on today. I will say this, we are almost halfway in June, which is just bat crap crazy to me, because it has flown by, as it always does. And so obviously, we know big things are happening this week with Sean Week, so make sure that you are getting plugged into that. And really, that is going to take us, obviously, into a great end of month. So please, please, please make sure your focus is on your individual business, that you, just like what Julie Boris said today, I loved that call. Can I get like a whoop whoop on that call? Like, if your coaches are struggling, whatever it may be, get them to listen to that call no matter what. Just love that. But and so basic. We all know that clearly it doesn't take much skill to be successful in this business. You just have to truly dedicate, put in the hours and the effort every single day, and it's obviously going to happen. So with that being said, I agree, Melissa, best call. So I know we talked about on our last call, and I plugged it in our chat thread and got crickets, hello crickets, about our call topic for today. So you know what, we're going to fly off the cuff, and I'm going to ask this. Like, all of you shared what was working obviously in May, which made it a great month. I'm going to ask you this. What have you changed this month, or where has your energy and effort been in the month of June to make it great so far? And if it has not been great, because we all know it's not always butterflies and rainbows around here, right? Okay, we all know that. But if not, like, what is an area that you need more insight on, or more an area that you need some love in? And then let's just kind of collaborate. This will be a quick call because I want to get all of you back to work, since we literally have a month until Summit. Holy shiz. Okay, ready? Who wants to go first? Vicky, go. Yes, love that.
Well then, I was just going to be like what she said, but I guess you're putting me first. So the last month was freaking awesome for me and my team. I'm no Tulin, but I ended at Success Club 40, which is huge for me. And it was freaking awesome. And I was super excited. And a bunch of my coaches who've never hit Success Club before got on the board. And a bunch of coaches who've never hit Emerald in like a year or two of coaching hit Emerald. And like, it was huge. So as you guys don't know, but I'm currently packing up, fixing up my house, moving. I am doing a bunch of shit at one time. I throw everything in my life that's huge at the same time. So I'm doing that right now. And then at the end of last month, I was like, I'll go get them shift shop this and nutrition this and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, Chris gave us a cheat day, or so I thought he was. Well, I'm an emotional eater, and I should not have fallen into that whatever. So I had pizza. Anyways, pizza led to eating more shit, led to getting down on myself, led to falling off track with my invites. Like, I just met with Brittany last week and everything was good. But then like like once something's like is out of routine for you, whether it's nutrition or PD or workouts or anything, like all my stuff falls off track. Right. So here I am going into June, and I could sit here and say, I only have 4 Success Club points right now, which is still good. It's still great. Right. But to me, it's like mediocre. It's like I should be at 10 right now. I should be this. I should be this. But then I'm like, I need to stop saying I should be, because it's a different month. I have a lot going on. Something happened back then. I don't need to focus on this. What I need to focus on is moving forward. So I could sit here and show up with my coaches who complain about this and complain about this and bring negative energy to the team. Or I could be like, this is what I'm doing moving forward. It doesn't matter what we did yesterday. It doesn't matter what we did last week. What matters is the action steps we put in today to get us to where we want to be tomorrow. And so I went live in my team page this morning, and I'm an emotional mess. Like, I bring shit. I'm transparent as they come. And I'm like, listen, guys, this is what happened. And I got down on myself, and I shoulda, coulda, woulda. But no, I'm going to focus on what I'm doing today, what's going to work for me today, what I know what works. It's being focused and keeping things simple and focusing on the 4 vital behaviors. Not trying to overcomplicate things, not getting down on myself of where I wish I could be right now. And it's moving forward. Then I had so many people saying like, oh my God, I feel so bad for coming to you with all my negative energy last week and blah, blah. I'm like, no, we're done focusing on that. What we're doing is focusing on the now to get to where we want to be. So I think that was a big eye opener, not just for me, but for my team. Because, like, they all think that to be successful, you need to eat grilled chicken and celery all freaking day. And, we never mess up. And because what if we don't post it on social media, But when I'm like, I'm real. I'm just like you guys. I'm doing my invites every day in the trenches, just like you guys should be doing. not everyone's coming to me, which they all think, like a brand new coach, an emerald coach, a diamond coach thinks because you're 5-star and above, like everyone comes to you and like, okay, sign me up. That's not how it works. Like, we're still doing the invites. We're still doing the PD. We're still doing our workouts every day. And so it was just like, I think it was a very good moment for me to be humble in my team page and was like, listen, I messed up. I got down on myself for a split second. I killed that. I'm nipped it in the butt and we're moving forward. Who's with me kind of thing. So that's my gym.
Preach. Hey,
so I'm gonna go because then I have to mute myself again. So I could have probably just said everything Vicky said. Last month was a great month. I started the month with so much momentum. Like, Tulin started that I'm here to help thread in the I'm here to help group, and like the energy in that group was just insane. And I really had my blinders on. I wasn't paying attention to really anything besides Carl's post and what was going on in that specific thread. Because I do feel like, it's easy to get caught up in what everybody else is doing. And I've never pushed to be a Success Club 50, 60, 70. That's just not, I have 3 kids. That has never been what I want. That's okay. Everybody's in different places. Week 4 of the shift shop was a shit show. And not that my eating was off or the workouts were off, because I showed up, but I was in excruciating pain with my rheumatoid arthritis. I got a subpoena in the mail to face a demon that I have not had to deal with in 12 years. And that's just a part of my life that I don't even want to face ever. I don't want to deal with it. And it's the first time I've ever had to deal with it sober. So that was really, really hard. And then just trying to figure out, am I eating enough? Am I not eating enough? Why is everyone doing ketosis? Why am I not doing, like, it's a lot of shit. And I did a lot of personal development, and I was very vulnerable with my team, and I told them I can't be everything for everyone all the time. I need my leaders to step up and lead, because this is not just the Melissa show. This is not about me. This is so much bigger than me. And it's not fair for me not to. So Sean Week, I posted on my team page and I was like, who's stepping up and leading this? Because I'm in the last week of the shift shop, and it's not that I don't want to help people, because I have clients and I have I have tons of people signed up for the 14-day free group, but I needed somebody else to lead that part. And so luckily I have 3 people. 1 is my personally sponsored coach, and then 2 are from my downline that are killing it and leading from the front, which is amazing, which took me to another really raw and vulnerable moment of going live on my team page and letting them know it doesn't matter if you have a rank behind your name or how long you've been in this business or if you've been premier or elite. Like, you show up and you think about, just like Julie was saying on the call this morning, if you think about what this business has done for you and the things that you have, and you be grateful for that, and stop focusing on what everybody has and what you haven't done yet, or that you only hit Success Club 4. Like, I've been really refocusing people and saying, don't say you only hit Success Club 4, because you helped 2 people last month. So how do we work together to move forward so that in June you hit Success Club 6 or Success Club 10, and like pushing them to those really big things. And I am sharing the big players who are pushing for, Success Club 50, 60, 70, 80, because I want them to know that it is possible. And just because I'm okay at Success Club 25 doesn't mean that they have to be. And not to put limitations on themselves based on what I've done in this business, because they can go way farther than myself or Mindy or Becky or Christina. And June 5th, I kicked off my first 7-day quick start, where it's an album in my team page. It's all self-paced. If you decided that you wanted to rejuvenate your business, or you wanted to really jump in as a new coach on our team, it's all self-paced and it's there. And I post in it every day for 7 days. And then I don't know what that looks like for July yet, because I'm just still trying to get the feel for what they're liking about this right now at self-paced versus me, putting them in a private group and doing all of that. So that's been good. And then my other focus is just my business, obviously. And last month, the beginning of the month, like I said, I was on fire and I had so much energy, and I found that sending out 100 invites a day was burning me out. And if I'm being brutally honest, I walked away from my job to spend time with my kids, not to ignore them. And that was a huge eye-opener for me, that literally when they came home from school in the first week, all I was doing was working and telling them, hang on, I got a call, hang on. I gotta take this message, or not putting the phone down and talking to them because I was so focused on responding to those messages. I had to pull back, and that's okay. And that is just where I'm at. So they're home right now, and we are going to do stuff, and I'm going to go back to what I did mostly when I was working full time for someone else. Is I'm going to work in the morning before they get up. I'm going to work at night after they're in bed, and I'm also going to have designated hours where they know that this is mom's work time. And the reason why I am home and you're not at daycare this summer is because of this, and basically just including them again in those goals, because I think even though they know what brought me home, it's easy for a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old to be like, this sucks. We're not doing anything fun this summer. So if they understand, like, okay, if I work, 5 hours this day, on Saturday we get to go to the water park, and mom's not going to be on her phone at all. So that's it. That's where I'm at.
No, I love it. And I can tell your kids are home because you have bunny ears, you have hands behind your head the whole time. I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
I have to
Yes,
hop on
go.
because I got to hop on
Yep.
to our leader's call. So mine is going to be the opposite of what Melissa's saying. And there's nothing wrong with how either one of us are projecting this. My house is a mess behind me right now. We got rid of every piece of old furniture we have. We are desperately trying, I shouldn't say desperately anymore because that puts a negative on it. We are really trying to move. And my kids know that takes a lot of extra energy and time. And I have a 9-year-old. And so that's what I love about Beach Body, is no right or wrong way. So my kids are all in on this, and they know. They have spent several years when mommy was at home without any money to be able to do anything with them. This year, it's very, very different. And last year it started getting better. So they understand why mom is working late into the night and dad is, et cetera, et cetera. And then we were at basketball tournaments this weekend. My son they won 0 games last year. This year, they're actually like 13-3. I don't know what their final score is right now. There was major coaches there. They went for 3rd place. They played against the number 1 team in California, 3rd in the nation. My son got up early in the morning and went and trained with his freshman basketball coach, who instilled the belief in him. And we were able to pay him for every dollar he gave my husband, my son. We sat there as a family on the side of the court. So they know that we are going to work longer periods of time so we can have that time that's so dedicated and just for them, that we can sit there for 4 days at a time. So again, not one parent is better than the other. Not one parent is there or more or less or whatever. It's got to be what is in you and what's right. But what's in us right now requires us to work harder, to put in more time, and to give our absolute all and not pull back. Again, no right or wrong way. We are right now at 20 SC points, and I'm not freaking out because my goal is 175 this month. I spent the beginning part of the month making sure that I had everybody situated, everybody was well informed, that I felt comfortable that, okay, I've got good systems in place to take care of them, and put those steps in place. But I will tell you, there is no slowing down this family. Right now, it looks like we're not going to be able, we just got denied in another place that we really hoped for. Our evictions were still showing up. We were 1 week shy of them no longer showing up. And so we are very much pushing to be a 10-star team by the next bonus, and a 15-star team by the end of the year. That's absolutely the goal. And our kids get it. Our kids totally get it. We were looking at maybe moving to Las Vegas, that we can actually buy a home there. And then my oldest son we found out there's no basketball teams in junior college out in Nevada. So we committed to hanging out here for longer so we can be there for them. So we're all there for our kids in different ways because we're a very close-knit family. And we're just going to struggle through the place that we're in right now. We're going to furnish it up. We're going to make the best of it we possibly can. And we're going to work night and day until I can give my kids exactly what I promised them. And the time they get with me is absolutely dedicated to them. And again, same amount of passion. I just want to say again to Melissa, we may be handling it differently, but we're handling exactly the same because we know exactly what's right for our kids and what we need to do. We're turbojetting. We're not stopping.
Absolutely. And you inspire the shit out of me. I hope that you know that.
Oh, I do.
I'm so excited for our time at the end of the month to spend time with your family. here in Northern California. Yeah, not to discredit anything that you do.
No,
You
and mine to you either. That's what I love about that, and I think that's good for people to hear both sides, and for us to be like, listen, we're not discrediting or putting down how people choose to mommydom. You got to know what's right for you. But just like she says, I need to pull back and make sure that I'm here for my kids. When somebody else says I need to push forward and move forward, so that parents can hear both sides of that and go, both of them are there for their kids and their family in the way that makes the most sense for them.
The only thing I would say is just as long as you don't use them as an excuse.
Oh yeah, as long as my husband, very good point. As long as we don't use them as an excuse, because we used our kids as an excuse for a long, long, long time. So, anyways, we made the
and I think there's heavy seasons once the kids. I always find that once the kids go back to school, like it's different. And you know what? That might change next month.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And think about it this way too, like for example, as an example, we're driving up to Northern California, so it's more comfortable for my husband. We want to make it a road trip. My youngest is coming. My oldest has a tournament that he does not want to miss, and I totally understand. And we're going to take our time coming back down. And when we do that, guess what? We get that disturbed time with our son and have a bunch of experiences on the way back. And then we're going to take, even though we're going to be here, and because our rent is so low, we're actually going to take some local staycations, just local area trips to great hotels. And so we can, again, have that time. So that's what this is affording us to be able to do. So one door shut, other doors are opening up, and we're just going to get even more uber focused. And I will hit 175 this month, just so you all know.
We know you will. And I know you will, because now, Tulin, when I talked to her last month, the biggest difference is now she's going out and do the cold inviting.
Yep.
And I have a ton of coaches that are like, I haven't had to do the cold inviting. Now I have to. And it's amazing what that will do for your business when you actually have to go out and hustle for it. But now you know what you're capable of.
Yeah. And I didn't even have to. I could have stayed comfortable where I was, but I'm like, you know what? Look what's possible. So anyway, she goes, I have to hop off.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
You're good. Thank you. Bye, honey. All right. Okay. Who else? Julianne. Wait.
I was like unmuting myself as soon as you called my name. You guys should really download the Quote of the Day show if you haven't. And it's such a good podcast. It's every single day, and it's probably like 7 to 10 minutes. I don't know, but literally it will blow your mind. And I just was hearing something like, are you caught up in yesterday? Because your calling is bigger than that. We need to be focused on right now. And if we keep letting our past determine, I just think about that last year. I had a really strong year last year. This year's good and great. But you know what I mean? Just not getting caught up in that, because it's just a waste of time. So for me, I'm really focusing on spending the majority of my time in my inbox, nowhere else, just in my inbox, and building relationships, cold messaging my team, everyone, just being in my inbox, where I literally have goals every day to have a certain amount of messages waiting for me, and building those relationships, and really speaking passionately about what I do. And so that's what's going well. I think for me, the Shift Shop changed the game for me, being able to be a challenger again, and just really focus on my own self, and fitness and nutrition was huge. That's the first meal plan I've ever followed start to finish with Beachbody, which is like insane. And sharing that with my team, now they are following a nutrition plan and doing all that. And here's a little side note. One of my leaders stepped up, and she, with her team, they've all committed to do a nutrition plan together on their team page. And she taught them how to make collages. She taught them how to share it on their social media. And she's like, I learned that from you, because that's what you did with the Shift Shop. So that's just something, And just for me, it's really important to channel my passion, right? We're fueled by that in this business, and just reminding myself why I do this. I don't do it for a number. I don't do it for, whatever. Like, I just really want to be present in that. So I've just been I'm a real big question asker. And I was a teacher, so I love teaching. So a big thing I've been doing is just a bunch of gut checks with myself. Am I being lazy, or am I being afraid? Am I setting the bar too low? Am I setting it way out of nowhere, right? I'm just having that gut check with myself, but also with my team. So we did a couple emerald surges. We did gut check stuff where they literally had to ask themselves, oh shoot, like why is what you're doing not working? Are you spending all of your time in the wrong area? Great that you're doing the 4 vital behaviors, but why are you not making moves happen in your business? It's because you're focused on the sexy stuff, not the unsexy stuff, that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm good. I'm in a good place. And as despite every struggle, despite every roadblock, I will never guarantee my failure by quitting, ever. And I will just put my gloves back on, get back in the ring, and let's do this thing. So I just hope that can be encouragement to you guys, because I think it is really easy to like get down and feel sorry or just like frustrated or all those negative feelings. And it's like the mastering your mean girl, that's what it is, that inner critic, right? And for me, like, it's just really important to like, I want to say that to you guys because you're like the top, right? Like we are, like, despite we're like, man, I'm not where I was last year, I'm not this, like, you're here for a reason. So just like put your game face on and let's do this thing.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Preach. Oh, you were just preaching. I did write down never guaranteeing my failure by quitting. I love that. Did you get that in your podcast, your quote of the day podcast?
I sure freaking did. Yes, I did.
Boom. Okay, I'm downloading that one. Awesome. Thank you so much, Julianne. I'm going to go over to my right. I'm going to go over to Amy, Whitney, Courtney, Aaron. I just want to make sure you ladies are taken care of. Amy, how you feeling? I know I saw you last week. Gorgeous girl.
Yeah, it was so fun to see you last week. And, it's kind of interesting because, sometimes like I get on this call and like I love hearing from everybody, but then, sometimes I do feel like, gosh, I don't even know how I'm in here. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like I am, quite as up to snuff as a lot of you are. I don't know what I'm trying to say really, but it's like I know Brittany knows this, and we talked a little bit about it when I met with her last week, but like pushing for elite last year and hitting it by the skin of my teeth, and that was amazing, and I worked like my booty off, and then I did feel like so much has crumbled since then, and like the people who are diamonds are not really leaders on my team anymore, and like I feel like my team has gone through a lot of things personally, just like some hard like family life things, and then I'm trying to like get back into my groove, and it's kind of like you hit elite and then, the year changes and then you're kind of like, okay, what next? Well, elite again. But then when you see everything crumble and you realize how much has to be rebuilt, it's hard to like get over that. And I just realized that I've like continued to let that like paralyze me, is what Brittany and I were saying. Like I've been paralyzed, and like just life has changed. I've worked my coaching business through a lot of different seasons of life, from working part-time night shifts to, having another baby. And now he's a toddler and he's over here and he needs like constant monitoring, you know what I mean? And so what used to work for me last year, it doesn't really work for me this year. And I've still been struggling to find, a way to make this work. And I've talked a lot with my upline about it, who's, really, she's suggested different things to me, and then I don't necessarily implement them. And then when I think kind of hard about it, it's like, one thing is like asking for help, like with my children, so I can work. And although I do have like my mom and my mother-in-law who I'll ask for help, I don't have like regular help. And, as far as like hiring in some help, like just even for a couple hours here and there during the week, I haven't done that. And I think subconsciously in my head, I keep thinking like I quit my job so I didn't have to hire anybody to help me, right? But then I also am realizing that like I really am not getting the time to put into my business that I really want, and so one of my things is, because you can see I got a circus going on over here. So one of my things, like moving forward, I think, somebody hit on it earlier. I don't know if it was, Vicky who said this, as far as like, I'm really trying to let go of like the last like couple months, even though things have been okay, I've still hit some goals and stuff. Like things have been okay, but like you said, it's just now I never remember who's talking or making points, but like someone said about like doing kind of like the mediocre, where you're like, well, I'm floating by, I'm still hitting Success Club, like good things are still happening. I'm gonna change positions here, but I'm realizing that like if I want to hit some of these bigger goals that I've set out, like it's not going to happen like with what's going on right now. And so like I talked to Brittany about how, I really feel like for me, I need to work smarter, not harder. I really need to update some of my systems so that I don't feel like I feel like I can invite people because I know like I'm going to send them this, then I'm going to give them this info. Then when they sign up, I'm going to do. And I do have a process like that. I just, in a way, I feel like it's outdated. And I just feel like, especially with like the UK launch and everything later this year, like I know that I will regret it if I don't like find a way to sacrifice and make that stuff happen now. And so, I mean, I've spoken with my husband about it, especially after I talked to Brittany, and I'm going to carve out some time, and I've made a list. Like that's the other thing is that I'm like not organized. I'm just not an organized person. I try different systems and they don't work. And then I get really frustrated with myself. But so I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in a great place right now, but I also try to just really keep in mind, like looking at this super long term, and like what I'm doing right now isn't just for like goals at the end of this year. It's for like 1 year, 2 year, 5 years. Right. So I'm trying to keep that in mind, knowing that even though I'm kind of going through a rougher time, like, I don't know if you guys are even, hearing what I'm saying, but
totally are.
Like currently trying to launch his own business right now. He's away from the house 50 hours a week for his job. And so Brittany, she did recommend the No Excuses book, which I downloaded that and I'm listening to it because, I do sometimes struggle with that, that balance. Cause I know last year I did make a lot of sacrifices, but then also I want to give myself grace. Like, I don't want to just always be like, no, I have to like, sacrifice everything, because that's not good. Right. And so I feel like I'm finding that balance between like, am I making an excuse, or can I give myself grace because I have 3 kids and, like you guys said, not compare myself to other people, because my goal, like, okay, yeah, Success Club 175, that'd be incredible. But like, that's not where I'm at right now. That's not what I need right now. It's just not realistic. And so just trying to really put my blinders on. Anyway, I'm going to stop now and mute myself because it's crazy town, but that's where I'm at. I don't know. I love listening to you guys because of the fact that I need this like wisdom and motivation, and just trying to like figure out how to move forward with what I have going on in my life. So, yeah.
I think this, so Amy, and I know we talked about this, as soon as you feel great with your systems, you're going to feel like you're in a better place. You'll be able to then recruit and get them started, because without having that system of knowing where they're going to go, it does paralyze you to not be able to progress out. So just like you said, carve out that time, take that moment so you understand your new system, where you're going to place them, and then you'll feel a lot more comfort when you are recruiting new people in. You got this, Mama. I promise. Busy life. Holy kiddos. I love it. Okay. Hey, Whit, do you want to go?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
I really appreciate this just from the mom standpoint of view, because I have been dealing with major mama guilt. Like, woo. My son leaves every July. And so June is always like, and I forget what it's like the June before, but June is just making me like make up all these excuses to him and be like, okay, at noon, mommy will be off her phone. And then I find myself back on my phone, and it's like, oh, it's been really rough. And my team has been really MIA. So I am trying so hard to just be there to support and love them, but not pull them along, which I feel like I have been doing. And it's exhausting. So I'm trying really hard. I have been focusing super hard on the Shift Shop test group and just on my own journey. And it's the first program that my husband and I have done together, and it's been amazing for us and our relationship. And our family as a whole. My son's really involved with it and watching us and cheering us on. And, definitely he's being a total food police. So that's been really good. And I think just really, I've been digging really deep into that. And PD, because I need it. I'm really excited about that quote of the day show. It sounds super up my alley. But just trying to find that balance of being a mom and still going. Cause honestly right now, like I'm not loving it. Like I am not, coaching is feeling like a drag, and I hate that. And I hate it even coming out of my mouth, but it's the honest damn truth. And I just want to get back to loving it and being really excited. So I'm just going to keep loving on my challengers, which my challenge group is going great. So that makes me really happy. I have some amazing girls in there, and I'm running a Sean Week group and with some of my leaders, and it'll go well, I think. And it's our last week of Shift Shop. So I'm just trying to keep my head above it and get as much as I can get done. And I'm really excited for Summit. I feel like I need it so bad right now. And so does my team. So I don't have a ton of like rah awesomeness to share because I'm just being real honest, but that's where I'm at.
But I love the honesty. And honestly, I hopefully, just a couple of those little nuggets with what the other ladies were saying about how they're balancing their life. You don't have to be perfect. That's the problem, is that we feel like we have to be perfect in all those areas, and you truly don't. I would say this: love on those challengers, be surrounded by that greatness, because that's going to lift your spirits up. And then, of course, find the right personal development for you. Just like what Julie Boris was saying on the call this morning, is find a personal development. If it's not working on you, move to something different, but just love on yourself where you're at. And, the hardest part is if you're living in the past, you'll obviously be dealing with depression. If you're living in the future, you're obviously dealing with anxiety. So what can we do to live right now in the now and to really just love on ourselves where we're at? So with that being said, I'm always here for you, girlfriend, but I totally get it. And I hopefully these women will just love on you, and you got some little nuggets on that today. So coolness. You're welcome. Miss Courtney Gubernick. Hi, girlfriend.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Okay, so I had to jump on late, so I kind of missed like what the actual question that we're talking about is. So.
Hey, no, you're fine. No, I was just basically because we talked a couple weeks ago about what happened in May, the crazy awesomeness of it all. But I would say
Yes.
June so far, like what is the success for June, and if not, like what is the area that you need more insight or more love on? But really, it's just a platform right now for you just to kind of express where you're at and how you're feeling.
Okay. So I heard many of you ladies say, what happened to you in May and the kind of the overwhelm and stress. And I think I definitely had those same feelings. Went into the beginning of May in Carl's group and was like, yes, I can do this, rah, rah. And within like kind of 5 or 6 days of that, I was like, holy cow, who am I? What am I doing? Like, I'm not even giving any time to my family. Like, I'm living on my computer. And I kind of had that like step back moment where what is it that I want out of this business? So I kind of reevaluated, and I didn't enjoy it when I was doing that. Whereas before, I've really enjoyed it. And I started to kind of figure out what it is that I enjoy about on calls with my clients, my challengers, helping them, work through their struggles. And so a while ago, I sat back or set up the Acuity scheduler, and there's some of them that I talk to weekly. And so I had that crazy week where I was feeling so overwhelmed and frustrated and letting the comparison of what other people were doing, numbers out there kind of get the best of me. And I ended up having a call with one of my new clients who I led into the group, who had, I think, 21-day fix from a year ago, led her into my challenge group from Instagram, and had this amazing conversation with her that lasted about an hour. And she was so grateful for my, support, for my leadership, for me allowing her in the group. Needless to say, within 24 hours, she ordered all access on demand and Shakeology and all of that. But I got off the phone and I was like, gosh, that's what I love about this business. That's what keeps me showing up every single day. And so I was like, I have to go back to that, because I don't want it to be a job. I want it to be something I'm passionate about. And that's the part I'm passionate about. So transitioned out of that, only hit SC6 last month, which was okay. It's just the way the dice fell, and it was totally okay. But I found my joy in the business, and that's what's most important to me. So then something I've transitioned over to, which I hope you guys all saw, Brooke Lipoff had shared a Typeform application that she set up, and then also this new PDF that she was using, taking all of these people's answers to their questions and putting it into a personal health and fitness recommendation. And so a couple weeks ago, I spent some time in creating my own, put that together last week, and I've rolled it out over the last probably 10 days now, and it has been like business changing. It's in the wall. She posted it in the wall. So if you guys go back and search her posts, I feel like I wish I could live in her brain, because she's so creative, and I don't know how she does all that she does. But she shared everything, her Canva document, her Typeform application, and it truly has given me the ability to get a real glimpse into what people want and need and what they're struggling with. Because what I was finding was I was having a lot of people fill out my application I had, reach out to me, and then I couldn't get past the point of getting them to commit. And so the wording used and the way of going about this, that you're really putting everything that they're saying are their struggles and goals in their life into a snapshot right in front of them for them to see. They commit. And so I'm already at SC6, I believe, which I just started this. I was at 0. So once I really rolled this out, I've had 3 that have bought. I have 3 or 4 that are committing, but I really feel like I'm connecting with them and being that person that is coaching them and helping them. And like I said, that's the joy. For me, it's not just bringing the people in and sending them on their way, because that's what I did from the first 2 years of my business. And I realized that people need more. And if I can provide that one-on-one support and really truly be a coach to them, then that'll set me apart from everybody else. And like I said, that's what I love about the business. So that's what's working for me. It's put a little bit more excitement. And I have really been tried to check out and be with my kids. They're at camp right now in the morning. So I'm working in the mornings, and then in the afternoons, unless I have a friend over, they got me. So
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Okay, Erin, you have 2 minutes, girlfriend. Share with us.
Okay, I hopped on late too. So right now, where I'm at, I did a free group, and it usually those are really, really successful, but it kind of bombed this time around, and I don't know if it was just because it was the first week of summer or what the deal was. So I need to figure out a new strategy and kind of switch things up a bit. I think the same old is getting boring, and I switched it up a few months ago, but probably it needs to switch up a little bit more. So that, and I find that I am right now, I seem to be talking to the same people over and over and over again. So I need to reach out and get out of my comfort zone again. I kind of cycle through these things, get out of my comfort zone and I'm good, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all these new conversations I'm having. And then I keep having them with those same people, and I forget to reach out to new people, so I don't filter in new people. So I need to get out of my comfort zone, and I need to reach out to new people. So
today's the day to do it, girlfriend. 30 days until summit. So I'd say just make a goal and make it your habit of connecting with 5 to 10 new people. But if that's your focus and that's your area where you need to improve, you got it.
Yep.
That one's easy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that. I'm glad we didn't get cut off. So I'm going to put a message in our thing asking what our next topic will be. So please, everybody, comment. But I appreciate you ladies jumping on today. I hope you have an amazing, amazing week. Thank you for your successes. Thank you for really letting me know where you're at. And I will just say this, find a rhythm, stick in it, and make sure all your coaches listen to the National Wake Up Call. That one was so stinking great. Thank you, Vicki, for letting me see your face.